Alright, so this is going to be the first posted check-in for the podcast. Let's call this guy. Yo.
Morning. It's morning still, so morning.
Yeah, facts. I mean, I was doing some shit, that's why, you see me? Exercising for the next... Yeah. Exercising for the next trip, you know?
Makes sense.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, it's just a check-in for really talk about the climb for you, really. I guess the preface, so I went on a Blue Mountain hike like last week, which was, what was the date, like
Saturday.
May what though? Like May?
That was a Saturday, May 21st. No, sorry, 14th, sorry.
Yeah, May 14th, it was May 14th and whatnot, and climb go up to the peak of Blue Mountain and stuff. Was pretty fun, I must say.
Yeah, it was.
You saying that now?
Yeah, I say that now looking back.
Alright, I guess let's get into it, brother. So, what were your expectations going in?
I didn't expect it to be that hard, if I'm being honest. You guys said... I really didn't expect it to be that hard. I mean, you guys were, like, boosting and stuff and everything, but, like, when you said 7 hours to me, I'm like, I can walk for 7 hours with breaks, right? In my head, I'm thinking 7 hours doesn't sound bad. And then, remember the first thing I said when we got there? When we were actually still at police station, I said, that looks like the peak right there. Like, you can't possibly be that far, right? You remember me saying that multiple
really
times.
Mistaken, you.
Man, I really didn't expect the peak to be that far because it literally looks like you're looking at it, but that wasn't a peak.
You had to go brother, people just don't know the landscape, brother, so you just throw them off and they keep on going up and up and they just think, oh, you can't get no higher.
Right? Every turn you took, it was like, oh, I must be close, but no, we're not close.
You see, the thing is, you can't go in you just have to walk. You can't just go in expecting, like, oh, every turn you're getting closer and closer. No, just walk, bro. Like, if you just keep on thinking you're going to get closer, then you're just defeating yourself.
Yeah. It was kind of demotivating when I kept on telling myself, just give it, like, 10 more minutes. And then when I hit 10 minutes, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, it doesn't look like I'm even close.
No, brother. I think that's what did figure part of it, brother. I literally see the man, I see the man crumble. Literally crumble, brother. Man say, yo, there's no
man,
end.
Like running at certain points. I was like, no, bro. Seriously.
Too early for running, brother. So that was your expectations. Like, you were expecting it to be less hard?
Yeah, like, way less. I don't know. I mean, I was pretty mashed up for like 3 or 4 days after.
Really? Like, what do we call mash up, though?
Remember saying my ankle, they kind of twist on the way back down here. So, for me, it just took like 3 or 4 days to really kind of walk properly and move up and down.
Like you were shot, like you had to stay in bed?
No, I could move around, but I had to waddle around.
Oh, yeah, that's what we did stay the first time.
Yeah.
But this time, I was pretty, like, fine after. Like, I could do anything.
I mean, I thought this hike would have been worse for you because you had to slow down and you were fasted, so... For you, your fasted state lasted longer than it would have last time.
Yeah, but like, you see, the thing is because we went up at a slower pace, like it wasn't as much of a strain on me.
Okay,
if you get me. Because like, well, certain portions where me and Maurice like left you and Harvey, and like Madden at some points, like I went like much faster, and I went up the hill much faster than I did last time. But like, I don't think, even if I went up at a faster pace, I don't think I would have been like as... I don't think my legs would be or anything. I think I would be fine. Because I literally trained to the point where I think I would be fine. You get me?
Yeah.
I did training for like strengthening my knees and my shins and stuff, so I wasn't expecting to be like mash up or anything like that, brother.
So your expectations were that it'd be easier this time?
Yes, well, yeah.
Prepared.
I was prepared, yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because that's the thing, brother, like, if you know what to expect, then you can prepare properly, so...
Yeah. Were you going for timing this time?
Yes, I think me and Maurice are going for timing this time, because we knew last time, me and Maurice finished like about 7 hours and 30 minutes. This time we finished like 10 plus hours or 11 plus hours to reach a peak.
Yeah.
But the thing
That's
is,
because of us. Yeah. You guys have
yeah,
to
I
slow
mean,
down.
it's whatever still. Because, like, the thing with it is that you learn some each time you go up there, brother. Because the last time we basically learned say it's a mental game and a physical game, brother. But this time for I think me and Maurice will learn say yo, we have to be more team players and try to make sure say everybody in the team actually makes it up.
Yeah.
And that's why we kind of enforce a system at some point, you see me? That's why me and Maurice were helping like Harvey. So like what we employed was that I stayed behind Harvey and Maurice stayed in front. And like I was the person pushing him while Maurice was the person pulling him because he realized say yo, if you don't see anybody in front of you, I don't know, you feel less motivated to move forward. I don't know if you understand.
that's
Yeah.
very true.
So
Because at a certain point, remember me and Madden went ahead of you guys because you guys were up in Harvey, and at some point I just said, Madden, you can go ahead, I'll make it. And for I don't know, like probably Madden's probably 10 minutes ahead, you guys are probably like 10 minutes behind, and I'm just like, don't see anybody here, you know. It was just like I kept on like shouting you to see if I could at least be close to Madden, and it was just constantly defeating.
Oh wait, so Madden did like move off faster than you, like gone off?
Yeah, well far.
Oh yeah, that did happen to me the first time. Like Maurice did gone off farther than me. I was like, damn. Like you just feel the place just quiet, like you don't see no insects, you don't see no nothing. You just see trees, skies, and brother, and you just feel like, damn, you feel trapped, and you just want to get out.
Yeah.
That's how I did feel too. So,
But like, how did you feel on like the day, like prior to us walking?
to be honest, man, I was really mentally prepared. Like I wasn't really side up or anything. I was just like going into another day, really. To be honest, like I never really meds it too much, brother. I don't.
Yeah, I mean that that was my initial plan. I was like, I'm not medsing it. It's where I can see the peak. This isn't going to be too hard. That was my constant repeat in my head for a while. And then it got to a point where I'm like, this kind of motivation is not going to work because I'm walking and I'm not getting anywhere. Right? Because like we didn't even really start the mountain itself like for a good while in the journey. You know, like for probably like the first 2 hours or so, as far as I was concerned, we hadn't even touched the mountain.
That's a fair assumption because like walking to the town is not really the hard part. You see, the thing is, walking to the town was like demanding, and it took a toll on the actual like hard part of going up the mountain.
Exactly. So when we got to Jacob's Ladder, I was really tired, brother. I was like actually already tired. I was like,
I'm tired.
At Jacob's Ladder, I'm thinking, all right, this is probably it. Because I remember what I asked you guys when we got to Jacob's Ladder, is this it, then the peak? And you guys were like,
no, nigga.
You guys laughed at me, and I was like, oh boy. Even our guide stopped at, Portland Gap, he stopped there, and I was like, if he's stopping here, like, you guys must be lying about this being like 2 hours to the top.
No, but I was like actually astonished the first time when him say, yo, when I did make it to Gap like in January, I was like, and them say, oh no, you have like about an hour and a half, 2 hours more for walk. I'm like, what? That much farther?
Yeah.
I mean, but it took longer than expected for Gap though.
Yeah. That's it. I mean, my motivation wasn't going to quit no matter, like, I mean, multiple people ask, when we're asking like where we're going and stuff, and I was like, I don't know how I'm going to get there, but I'm not going to quit. Like, my motivation that day. The quitter is the worst class of man.
You mean people ask you like?
Yeah, when we were going up, I mean, you guys were pretty fast, you guys were bouncing, you guys were moving, but me and Harvey were pretty slow, so we had like actual time for conversations with people going up, or walking with the guide. Right, so especially because we took a lot of breaks. Yeah. So every time we stop, somebody might ask us, where we're going. Don't worry about it. The hard part's done. They'll be like, we're going to the peak, and we're like, well, I'm at good time, man. And then they'll be like, well, it's a long journey, and I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to make it, but I'm just not going to quit. I remember saying that to about 3 different people.
You see, the thing is, brother, that's what I noticed that the first time I went, like, when people talk and say, oh, you're going to the peak, and we're the sauce, because we weren't on Jacob's Ladder prior, them would have said, yo, you're not done for today or whatnot, brother. Yeah. But, like, you can't really pre that, brother. You see me? I'm saying that because, like, man like Akim will say, yo, why you don't just start from Jacob's Ladder? Well,
Yeah.
you see, the thing is, brother, like, we'll go up there with a purpose of testing ourselves. Well, me and Maurice personally.
Yeah.
I don't know about the rest of you guys, but that's the whole purpose. That's the whole purpose really of a start, brother, to actually test ourselves mentally and physically. So if we just start where everybody else starts, then we're normal people, brother.
Yeah.
You see me? We gotta try to test ourselves, push the limits. That's why you have to start farther out. And like at some point of actually doing the walks and keep on doing it, I'm sure at some point we're going to make it to the point where we'll go up and down in one day and then we'll have to take a car coming down.
Yeah.
At some point.
That is ideally what I don't want to get to.
But I mean, you're the one that said you only want to do it once, so like why you wouldn't want to do it a second time though?
Honestly, the experience for me, I didn't think I'd get as much as I did out of the experience, you know? Like, there was just a lot that happened on that hike for me personally. Like, I was like, it's a long hike, so you have a lot of time to think and reflect. I mean, especially because I was in the middle, right? Mm-hmm. So I say, mine far ahead, you guys far behind, and it's just like me in the middle by myself for like a good while. And it's, you know, it's pretty like serene up there. You can actually look over and you can see the edge and you can see like the mist because you're at the top, you're above the mist at a certain point. Mm-hmm. And you're just looking down and looking at everywhere and I'm like, you know, when I stopped to take my couple minutes break, I would like reflect on things and be like, you know, this is how I want to be as a person. Like, I didn't expect such thoughts, but like, I mean, you're up there walking for like 10 hours. I mean, eventually,
that's like what though?
You know, it's like, I mean, you know, for me personally, I'm trying to think of things that people might say about me and I don't like, that I want to change. And then I was reflecting on some of those things because, you know, I started writing a doc, right? And I started thinking of all the things to add to the doc while I was walking.
What is the doc like, exactly?
So basically, the document is just, as a man, things that people say that I don't feel should be associated with me as a man. So, for example, you might say I'm flaky, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't want to be known as a flaky guy, right? I don't feel like that should be an adjective that's descriptive of me. So that's something I'd want to change, right? Mm-hmm. And one way to change that is just being a man of your word, like Maurice would say. Yeah. You just do what you say you're going to do. You just, if you make a promise or a compliment, you just do it. You get me?
Yeah. I mean, not to really go on a tangent with regards to that. You see, the thing is, you just have to learn to say no and just know what you can't do. That's one of the things you have to repeat before you can. Well, I read this in multiple books so far, and it makes sense. Try to repeal stuff first before you add stuff. It's easier to take away than to add. You get me?
Yeah.
So like, try to only affirm to things that you actually can do, and don't say yes to everything. I think that's one of the things. Like, you're trying to conform and try to say yes to everything. Try not to say yes to everything. Think about it first, and then say whether I can do it or not. And then if you can't do it, just say no. Give a definitive no. Don't leave room for, or people might have this expectation that you're going to do it when you're not. You get me?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Back to Blue Mountain, really.
Yeah. So you're going up the mountain and you reflect on stuff.
Yeah. So for me, the journey was like, it was more than just physical. Obviously, it's mental, right? I don't think my mental braked really, but there was definitely a part of the journey, which I would say was the hardest part, funny enough for me, wasn't Jacob's that as much as my legs were tired, the hardest part for me overall would have been when we're going from Portland Gap up. Right, because I'm thinking to myself, the peak is just right at my grasp, right? I'm almost there. And it's like, I didn't expect it to take that long to get to the peak. Like, honestly, you're thinking the peak is like right there. You're looking at what looks like the top of the mountain on the side. And you're like, it can't be that much further. But I realized that it's not just vertical that you're climbing. You're also doing a lot of horizontal. Across the top. Yeah. So I was like, oh God, can't I just climb this? Like, where, where is the top? I stopped at this big stone at one point. Because I said there was nobody there. It was just quiet. Me and my thoughts. I stopped at this big stone and I told you, like...
Is the white stone? Like is that a white stone?
No, it was not a white stone.
Oh.
I stopped at a stone for like 10 seconds and I was like cried for a second. And if you know me, I'm not going to cry over that. And for 10 seconds, I like cried for a second, brother. And I was like, this is so weird. Like, I didn't expect this journey to be emotional at any point. You get me? But like for 10 seconds, I just cried. You get me?
Mm.
Like, shed out 2 tears, and I was like, this is so off-brand for me. But like, as I said, this experience was not what I expected it to be at all.
I say, man, shed a tear, brother. Wait, so wait, why exactly you just stop and start shedding tears though? Like what? Like what would have prompted you to do that?
I was repeating that thing to myself, you know. I'm not going to quit.
Mm-hmm.
A man that quits is the worst kind of man. Like, I was repeating that to myself multiple times, and like, I was tired, brother. Don't get me wrong, I was extremely tired. But at this point, man had gone way ahead. And as I told you, I was trying to call out, yo, Martin, are you there? Like, you get me? After a certain point, I was like, he's just gone, right?
Yeah.
He's just gone. And you guys, I don't see you guys coming, because I stopped for like a good 3 or 4 minutes. I was hoping I could at least hear you guys, right? And I was like, you guys are way behind. He's way ahead. I mean, I'm just here.
It's kind of out of the element though, because like I always like their own people, brother. And in this instance, like everything just far, and you don't know who's coming, and you don't know how far the person in front of you is. So it's like you just have time for yourself, like.
Right, like there's a bit of solitude that I just didn't expect to get. Don't think that will happen again, but like in that moment, that quick 10 seconds, I was like, damn, can't hold it back. Not going to try and hold it back. Just do it. Because, I mean, I added on to that no quitting thing. I added on, and I said, you can stop, you can take breaks, you can cry, you can crawl, you can do anything, but you just won't quit. Right? Because you're going to make it up. And that's why I just allowed myself to just, that quick 10 seconds cry.
I mean, it kind of, because it can really abstract the way you felt and like take it into real life. Because if you really think about it, like if you have goals in life, a lot of the times, you start out like how we did in Mavis Bank growing up. Like you start out like gradually, and it gets harder and harder and harder and harder, and you get good at it, and you just thinking, say you're making it closer and closer, and then when you reach gap is like, oh, you're this close, but not close enough yet. And you just keep on going and bear winding around until you reach a point where you're like, oh, and you're struggling and you say, oh, I can't take it anymore, I want to stop. But you keep on pushing until you reach the peak, brother. I think life and goals are like that in a sense, like a bunch of like twists and turns before you reach the top. So
that is true.
Yeah, that's
very true.
Alright, so in terms of like key takeaways from the journey though, like what are your key takeaways?
Key takeaways from the journey.
Bullet form.
Bring your own gloves.
Bring your own gloves.
Mine was like cold. Yeah, I remember I had to take Maurice's glove because like my fingertips were like frozen off, bro.
Frozen off, bro. I was chilling.
Nah, you're used to cold. I can't even take AC, bro. I remember that.
You're chilling, bro. I mean,
yeah, so that's something I need to
bring your own gloves.
Yeah, bring painkillers.
I mean, if you train this time, you're not going to need painkillers, I don't think.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I definitely plan to drop some weight, so it's a bit easier for me to go. I guess the key takeaway based on that, I guess, is just pray and stuff for this. You know me, I've been out to the gym for a minute now. Yeah, so I don't really have any exercise that I do consistently. So this for me was like a whole shock to my body once again. Something our key takeaway is that, you know, don't underestimate the journey. Just enjoy it.
Enjoy it, even though you're in pain?
Yeah, even though you're in pain, because you know what it is that you're climbing for, right? You have your why, right? So there really shouldn't be a time where you should be breaking mentally because you have a why. And you want to reach the goal. You're not ready to quit. You want to prove somebody wrong, for example. You have your why. So just keep on going and don't stop. How about you though?
In terms of like key takeaways, I mean, like I said before, like what I took away this time is just a matter of how to push people to actually get stuff done. I mean,
I
I
have to
guess.
show you up for that.
Yeah, brother, because like at one point, me, I said, yo, you want to stop for like
Yeah.
5 minutes going on? Like, no,
Yeah,
bro. Like, the
going
day is
down,
dark,
you were
bro.
a huge help. Yeah, because like the thing is, I didn't have motivation to come down. I only had motivation to go up. Obviously, I knew I had to come back down.
Yeah.
And that was motivation enough. But like coming down, bro, if it wasn't for you, bear stopping. I practically didn't stop.
Brother.
Practically.
Because you can't. Worse, it was night,
Yeah.
brother. Like, we couldn't stop, and based on the time limits that we have, couldn't stop, brother.
Yeah. Yeah, so you're holding me, telling me, nah, bro, you don't have to stop, keep on going. So, like, big you up for that, honestly.
Yeah,
Because
brother.
big motivator going on.
I mean, like, really, I would have said, like, going on was pretty fun, though. Like, going on in the night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the system that we did have going on and whatnot was pretty cool. I think the general, well, to add on to that, the general takeaway that I had this time was just teamwork, brother. Like, you're not going it alone. Like, even the way how we like share stuff, like when somebody needs something, like we just share stuff, we'll push each other, and we just make sure that everybody good, and we get everybody down, and everybody had their roles. So I think that was pretty cool.
I liked how we even called out, like, you know, we call it like mud or close to the edge or something, just so we know, you know. That was pretty cool.
I mean, I think we kind of reverted just to our primal instincts as men, in a sense, because like
when it got dark,
because like we know, say, yo, we have a goal and we need to meet that goal, and to meet that goal we have to act in the most efficient way possible. We basically walked based on our strengths. You see me? So we know that you and Harvey are the most susceptible to like slowing down or not. So like the faster people would be in front and behind either of them. So we know if that so we know that you're going down at a fast enough pace and not slowing or stopping. So I guess that was a key takeaway from me, just teamwork and like pushing people to actually be better and like push through it. That's my key takeaway, really.
Yeah, that was good. I don't know. I don't know. We found like a really nice system because you guys put me at the front for me to set the pace.
Yeah.
And I was going, and man, Harvey was hilarious. I'm not going to lie.
The man just get a spurt of energy out of nowhere going on. The man did that dead going up and just start coming with the foolishness, brother.
Yeah, I think he just really wanted to get home.
Yeah, brother. Man did that dead.
Yeah.
I mean, but in terms of like, what's your plan of action like going forward? Like in terms of like preparing for the next one?
Yeah, I definitely need to lose some weight. I feel like that's what slowed me down. I mean, right now I'm about 36 pounds overweight still.
How much
I feel like I could probably lose. I'm 186.
186, brother? Like 186?
Yeah, 186 pounds. Yeah, so I'm 36 pounds overweight right now, and I'm hoping to lose by July between 10 and 15 pounds. I feel like that could be a huge difference for me going up and down, and just like doing a bit of, a bit more cardio, just like casual cardio, like while you casually walk. Yeah. I'm thinking of trying to incorporate some casual exercise into my schedule. So I don't know what that might be. That might just be walking around.
Let me ask you a question. Do you, after you eat, what do you do? Just sit down or do you go for walks?
Yeah, no, I just sit down.
Yeah,
I usually eat while I'm watching a movie or.
That's one of the problems. Right? Like after I eat like my last meal of the day, every day religiously 6 p.m. I get up and walk for 30 minutes, literally. Get up and walk for 30 minutes. Like you just have to do like low intensity cardio, like walking. Just walk around, brother.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think I want something a bit more fun than just walking. I don't know. Like how you do Taekwondo, for example. I feel like I want something like that.
You see the thing, brother? I think you kind of misconstrue that I'm having fun when I do all these things. Like I don't have fun going to the gym or going to Taekwondo or walking, No, it's not really all that. I mean, I like doing them, but like I don't find them like fun per se. I do them because I have to do them. That's how I do it. You get me?
Yeah,
I mean, at some point I'm going to like it to the point of like, oh, I like doing this. I know I'm going to get to that point, but like, I don't really necessarily do it now because, I love doing it. I don't love doing Taekwondo. I don't love going to the gym. I don't like walking. Cause even this morning I was like, damn, I have to get up and go and fucking walk. But like when I reached the top of like Mountain Spring, I said, damn, I'm glad I came today. I did pretty good today, you see me?
Mm-hmm.
So like the thing is like a lot of people think say yo because I don't like it or whatnot I should stop doing it. No, bro. Like do it to the point of where you trick yourself into liking it that much that you just keep on doing it every day. You get me?
Yeah.
You see the thing is to
Make
like
it into
don't
habits.
try to go all out either. Start simple. Cause that's what I did. I started simple. 8 or 9 months ago. I just started out like doing bodyweight exercises at home, skipping and so forth, and then I progressively started doing more stuff. Like I started going for the walks up Mountain Spring with Maurice, and do like a running up Mountain Spring and whatnot. And then over time, I was transitioning into the gym. Then from into the gym, I started taekwondo like 3 months after. And then that's how the ball get rolling, brother. So start out simple. Don't try hustle up yourself, brother. So just start simple. Don't try say, yo, you want to walk and all this and then go gym and all this, brother. Like, start simple. Maybe start skipping. Maybe just start
Yeah.
walking. You see me? You don't have to go to the gym per se. Just start somewhere.
Yeah, funny. I probably buy back a jump rope. I actually used to skip while I was in like high school.
Yeah.
Harry actually made me do that. But the thing is, I broke the jump rope, so I just never really did much afterwards. But that's something I could probably get back into.
The thing is, you have to tie it into your habits. So, like, after maybe, alright, say for instance, maybe just as you get up, the 3 sets of 3 minutes or something. And just keep doing that every day.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Just start simple, brother. You don't have to go to the gym. Just start simple.
I mean, I'm starting by the gym next week, hopefully. Nah, not hopefully. I'm definitely starting by the gym next week.
You're going gym or express?
Gym.
Gym. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, fair.
Yeah, it works out cheaper because I get the meal plan and I get that personal trainer.
Yeah, I mean, if you work on your diet for real too, like that is pretty key, you know, brother. Like I don't, a lot of people like just disregard it, but like nutrition is pretty key. I don't think I'd be where I am if I wasn't eating how I was eating, to be honest. Cause like in terms of like recovery and stuff, like pretty good, bro. And like sleep and stuff, make sure you say you're sleeping properly. Like stop going to your bed late just because I work, bro. Like prioritize your sleep over work.
Yeah,
if you want to hit a certain time, like you need to sleep, brother.
Yeah, that's true. Even on that morning, I'll be honest with you, I wasn't super well rested. I just had coffee, so coffee. I mean, coffee wore off. We were like 4 or 5 hours in, but man, I should have gotten more sleep. I realize that now.
Yeah, brother. Like you need to have a proper sleep regimen. Like I listened to this podcast, the Huberman Lab, and them basically saying like, what really matters is consistency and not necessarily the amount of sleep that you get. So if you're consistently working on like 5 to 6 hours of sleep, just consistently get 5 to 6 hours of sleep if that's what you can work with, isn't it? So just work on consistency. Don't try to go to your bed like 10 p.m. one night and 1 a.m. the other night, brother. So try to work on consistency.
That makes sense.
So consistency, nutrition, and just start out simple with the activities. But yeah, that's about it though. So I mean, we'll go back up again in like probably like July thereabout. 8 weeks or so from now, 7 to 8 weeks or so from now, which should be fun to see where we're at after that.
We'll see. I'm hoping to finish. I'm hoping to not really have to be as much dead weight as last time. Trying to move a bit more ahead of the pack without anybody needing to slow down. Like the whole you and Maurice and Madden like walking ahead.
Yeah.
I hope to see less of that.
I mean, yeah. It's a process still, like it's a process. So we'll see what happens though.
Yeah. See you in July, bro.
Yeah, brother. Good talk.